has done this year. It's Connor Garnett who is clipping at his heels for that title, that one spot, at least on the singles sides of things. So
13th overall meeting between these two. The head-to-head is dead even, 6-6. Garnett, our first server of the match. That's deep. Staksrud, a masterful strategist of the game. Watches a lot of film, dedicates a lot of time on court, strategizing against his opponents.
Yeah, and I can't overstate how entertaining that LA final was between these two. I recommend going back to watch that. I expect some points over the course of this match that get these fans' jaws to drop.
Ooh, turning on the jets late for Federico Staksrud. Great spot for Connor Garnett. Garnett has had the edge against Federico in their last two meetings that both came in a semifinal, including the Atlanta Slam in September.
And as you mentioned, how poetic. You know, there's six wins apiece this year, and this one will decide it.
1-0.
Knifing volley from Staksrud. We see him do that a lot.
Yeah, one of the best at it with that wrist and paddle angle. Not many can pull off.
48 losses for Staksrud. 79% of the time he is winning his singles matches. One of the best in the game. And also advancing in men's doubles as well to the semifinals with Hayden Patriquin. That's a beauty of a pass for Federico to even it out at 1. So what a year it's been for Staksrud in every division, and he's determined to be the best. Dropped his buddy Pablo Tejas in men's doubles to try and get to gold. He's done that. Good scramble for Garnett. It gets short of advancing over the net. Staksrud on top by 2. Just as easily as he carves out the angle, he can also punch it down the line too on that backhand side, and also keep a lookout for the backhand ATP, Federico's favorite shot.
Fight out. One, two. Fight out. 2-1. Point.
Is best for the certain scenario.
4-1.
It's like you finally adjust to the cross-court angle, and then he can burn you down the line too.
Timeout, receiver, 5-1.
Quick timeout called by Connor Garnett. 5-1 lead ATP pool with Hunter Johnson, Dylan Frazier, and Jaume Martinez-Vic. No matches off with the field of players at hand.
Six-1.
Clean winner for Connor Garnett. Off the timeout called. Well done. 109 wins too.
1-6.
He's from Seattle but lives in Southern California. Drop volley. Only Connor Garnett can get to a ball like that. No dice though, getting it over. Federico owns the final record this year, 2-1 on Garnett. Took a gold off Connor in Utah
6-1.
a couple of tournaments ago, as well as Lakeville, Minnesota in March. Oh my! That was wild, almost got it. It's short. Taking on the look. Great anticipation from Garnett. Didn't see the first bounce, thought it was closer than it actually looked on the replay. Oh my. Funky contact from Connor Garnett. And reflecting back to the first final for these two this season in Lakeville. Connor had match point on Federico in game 2. Nice, simple finish. Surrendered it. Fed came back from a crazy scoreline to take the second, 12-10, and then marched to take the gold off Connor, 11-2 in the third. That fueled Connor's motivation to come back stronger, and he did.
It's never over till it's over.
Side out. 6-1.
So compact, so clean, well read by Connor Garnett.
And he's held Staksrud to 6 since that timeout.
That's a great point.
1-6.
Oh, yeah. The volley option. And that's where the upper-level world-class pickleball comes in. He had that fantastic cross-court option, teased it,
2-6.
went sideline on Staksrud. Options and deceit. Back to it.
Wow.
Side out.
Oh, and here we go. We have another offensive serving timeout from Staksrud. This is the 3rd time he's done it here at the PPA Tour Finals. Put it in your playbook, guys. The offensive serving timeout from Staksrud. He's been stuck at 6 for several side outs now. Gonna call a timeout. Will this be the point where he breaks off 6? And it will.
Point.
The offensive serving timeout. I love it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, if the 1 seed at the PPA Tour Finals is doing it, maybe you should take it into consideration.
Yeah.
Right?
7-2. Yep, I'll recall.
Nice return from Garnett. Low to the net. Hit with purpose to the forehand side of Federico Staksrud.
And I do love the fist bumps. You know, they say singles can be a lonely game out there. You got to harness that positivity anywhere you can. Oh, speaking of positivity.
What a shot from Garnett. Take another look. Backhand.
Positively in.
Yeah.
Point.
That's wide too, Federico.
And that there carrying over from the Brasha and Ali match, that was a defensive decision to drop that ball. And, you know, Staksrud had a play on it, but forced that error, forced him to make that play. It's much more unrestricted. Little much.
These are two players that started in the top echelon of the sport. Fed was 2 on January 1st this year. Connor Garnett was 4. Staksrud finished 1. Garnett finished 3 in the world. So to hold on to the top spot is all that more challenging when you have Ben Johns chasing you.
4-7.
It's an exciting era in pickleball right now. We knew this time would come where, you know, nobody knows who's going to win this bad boy. 7-4 here in game 1. Garnett, Staksrud doing battle. And it's not necessarily a blowout in either direction thus far. Here's one of those points from LA.
Dazzling point. the crowd erupts on behalf of Connor Garnett.
That is the pinnacle of pickleball singles.
4-7.
These boys are just getting started.
Oh, slapper from the kitchen. Yeah, you said it best. In LA, it was a battle at the final and back and forth both ways, topsy-turvy. So a lot of points, just like that.
7-4.
Ooh, his favorite shot defended. Connor Garnett defends the ATP of Federico Staksrud.
Even so, Staksrud on his horse for this last one. It potentially could have continued.
4-7.
Great point. The two-hander.
Line out.
Exclusive event. Best on best all week. Wow, Federico Staksrud rifles one through. 8-4 off of 7. Garnett calling a timeout this time.
There. And he's been playing well here at the PPA Tour Finals. Had to take down Ben Johns to be here today.
Yeah, one of few players to take out Ben this tournament. Both Ben Johns, or excuse me, Connor Garnett and Tyson McGuffin took out Ben. Patient point and a nice timeout for Connor Garnett to regroup.
4-8.
Wow, Garnett, explosive to the kitchen, explosive with the volley. Look at the hands, too, on the near put away from Staksrud. Didn't think that ball was coming back.
5-8.
Oh, that's way too good.
A beautiful scramble from Connor Garnett, painting angles left and right.
Cannot give him that volley option. You cannot just be drilling from the baseline if you're prepping for the singles. You got to have that net game as well.
6-8.
Same play, same pattern. Well done, Connor Garnett.
Explain the pattern you're seeing.
Well, he's dropping to the left side of Staksrud and ready for the next one and taking it out of there, that volley. It's defensive, defensive, offensive. Very good. Back to it. There for the volley. Not this time.
What a great run for Garnett. 3 in a row, unanswered by Federico. What was different for Fed that time?
Fed brought it to the Garnett backhand, stretched him out, opened up the court. Very good. Oh, gets away with it on that one. Garnett had that great deep return. Staksrud had his weight going away from the net. Decided to attack to take away time. Garnett caught just enough off guard to not clear the net. That's what we talk about, these tiny little minute details that are allowing these players to score these points.
Heavy serving from Staksrud right on the baseline. Earned a choked up short return from Garnett for game point. Gave Fed the full advantage from the kitchen, and that's why serving is a point of emphasis, and the depth of serving and the returning in singles is what everyone talks about right there.
10-7. I'll recall. 10-7.
Connor Garnett survives a game point. Looking for 3 more here.
7-10.
Oh, and that is the brand. A Tui Nation cross-court pass.
Wow, gets around that ball, hits the side of it. Great timing to give him that angle. Precision. Oh, yeah.
Gives it right into the strike zone of Federico Staksrud for game point number 2.
Yeah, the court positioning here for Staks, he just kind of sets up on that center line and is able to pounce either way.
Well, he's got the height and the reach to go along with it.
Oh, Trickler and out. That could have been trouble. Nothing like winning a match off of a net cord. Or a game, rather.
8-10. Point.
Into the net for Federico Staksrud. Scoreboard pressure applied. Chance to tie it after saving 2 game points on the paddle of Connor Garnett.
Point.
Missed return will do it. 10-all.
How about this?
The plot thickens and the crowd jumps behind Connor Garnett.
10-10.
Tui Nation again, that time down the line for a game point.
Points.
Wow.
11-10.
My goodness.
Connor Garnett closes it off with a winner down the line with the patented two-handed backhand. 12-10. Game 1. 2 game points saved. Connor Garnett is backed by with Connor to Connor.
New
And
ball, game 2. Time
great outing in
0-0.
game 1. We'll see how that visibility or visual issue potentially inhibits Fed from here. So far, so good in point 1.
1-0. Point.
Very nice. Garnett's going to give it an in call, but also follow up with the challenge. I love that.
Referee timeout. We have a challenge of the in ruling. The in ruling puts us at 2-0. We'll now proceed with video review.
Right. First challenge of the match here. We'll take a closer look at it with you once we have it.
Yeah, and if the call stands, Federico Staksrud off to a great start, up 2-0 post that 15-minute medical.
Oh, to get some eye drops. Ooh, that's a good challenge. I see that in.
Yeah, you know, old school
I think like
line
just
calls.
barely grabbing the line. The AI should help us see the dot, the contact point on the bottom a bit better.
That's in. That's nice in ball there. Testing our luck. The interesting thing is, you know, a ball can compress at different, you know, depths per se. You know, if the ball's being smashed straight down or if it's being hit on a linear ball path and just kind of skidding or skating across the court where it would not compress as much.
After review, the in ruling is overturned. The ball was out. 2 timeouts remaining.
Ball
2
was
timeouts
out.
remaining. We'll resume play at side out, 0-1.
Contact point wasn't 100% certain.
So me and Mish agree. Back to work for the boys.
Well played by Federico at the kitchen. Cat and mouse delivered.
Or de Villiers, as they say in France. Shout out to Jay DeVilliers. Got to spend a week as his roommate in Peru, and just being around Jay, I became a better pickleball player. It's just great to get to know Jay better. So that's another great tip for getting better. If you got a clinic out there, if you can have some exposure to the pros, it will be worth it for you.
Federico not giving up much to Connor Garnett early in game 2. Whatever his issue was, seems to be resolved.
1-0. Point.
Another point for Fed. Mentioned the pool situation. Top 8 players advanced or qualified for the tournament. The pools were divided into 4 players, 2 pools. And interesting, the Ernie pool, Connor Garnett was 1 and 2 and still advanced to the semis based on his point differential. Punch to the corner for Connor Garnett, battling right back, only giving up a point. And of course, the unfortunate injury of Kwang Tuong, impactful with this pool as well.
Certainly.
Connor Garnett took a loss to Q.
Can see Q and his younger brother Bao are in attendance here, hanging out, looking fresh. I believe they're doing some seasonal traveling to home in Vietnam in the coming weeks.
Turn skipped away from Federico Staksrud, who looked confused on the missed contact.
Zero, 2. Side out. 2-0.
Well done by Federico Staksrud. Seems to be owning the kitchen cat and mouse. How's he doing it?
That's the plan A. Take the net and conquer. Be the cat.
3-0. Side out.
It's just a little rushed. Something Tyson McGuffin was doing flawlessly just yesterday. Not necessarily rushing, but really kind of
0-3.
zero indication, zero backswing, getting the ball on him quick. That's what Staksrud was trying to do there.
Side out.
Another empty trip for Connor Garnett. Stuck at 0 for now.
Zero.
That's a beautiful point, exemplifying the composure of Garnett. Just this checkmate, just not overexcited, not doing too much, just winning the point. Good punctuation. Back to the grind.
Yeah. It's one thing to get a side out. That is making Garnett earn it on his serve.
3-0.
Right back to it is Connor Garnett. stuck on the scoreline again. Too good from Federico Staksrud. Got to keep it out of harm's way.
3-0.
Heavy serve.
Side out.
No love from the net this time. It's 3-0 here, and for better or for worse, I definitely think for better. If this was rally scoring, this game would be over.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to the tale here with traditional scoring. Oh, that ball is out.
Side out. Point.
Nice return. Adds another for Staksrud.
Four zero.
That's too good. Now, what does he need to do on his serve to get a point? Like, clearly the struggle's not on the receive and his fourth.
0-4.
Picking apart angles.
Needs a good serve, explosive movement here.
Point.
Or just a good serve.
That'll do it.
I'll make your third as easy as pie right there.
Where do you target the third then if you're Connor? On the odd side.
He's going to have to vary it. He can't go to the same spot all the time, but there's of course that
1-4.
drop shot to the backhand of the righty.
Opts to drive it to the forehand side. It's wide. He'll settle for one.
One.
Quick close, Federico leaps forward, 5-1 lead. Connor Garnett calling a break in the action.
That
Trying to forge a comeback.
He forces Connor Garnett to make contact below the net, which, you know, pops through everything he could at Dylan. Medical, leaf blowers. Two other things that I can't think of right now. Everything.
Monstrous backhand climbing across the courts, but behind the kitchen. Another look at it. And it's not the tennis background that assists Connor with that backhand finish. It's the baseball background. Ooh. Helps him with the contact and getting over the ball with a natural stroke.
That's true. That's what you want for a good base hit.
That's good. Federico Staksrud
sneaks it past the hands of Connor Garnett.
Yelling about something on his way to the towel. Connor Garnett, meanwhile, struggling to get points in game two. He's had an abundance of service tries.
He's the type of player, as soon as he finds it, he finds it.
Yeah.
And streak out.
One, 5. Side out. Five, 1. Side out.
Garnett's really seemed to found some tools to prevent Staksrud from scoring any more on his serve. He just has to start to manufacture some of his own, see what he does with it.
Spicy drop to backhand close. Garnett on the board again.
It's a huge pickleball play. And again, I hate to reference it, but that's the option that the Mary Brasha match did not have. She not necessarily restricted herself, but opted for only offensive options in that position when Annalie was at the net. That drop shot opened up all sorts of possibilities for Garnett. He's off the one.
Connor Garnett thought he was going to get that ball down. How did Federico get this back? Against anyone else, that ball's dropping down. Is it not?
Just never giving up.
Just casually threw his paddle out.
I think if Staks gets off 5 on this serve possession, we're going to a game 3.
Wow, great read of the point by Garnett, handling some heavy ground strokes from Fed. And as soon as he got the drop, he angled it.
Yeah, I love that tip that Ben said. You know, you're probably using way too much wrist. And that is great advice for anybody, you know, from 1.0 to 5.0. But once you get into this 6.0, 6.5 region, you have to master the wrist as well to open up options like that.
It's wide. And Federico calling a timeout, I believe. Yes, he will. Garnett finding it. Took him a while to get off of 0. Now rattled off 3 straight to Fed's 1. And you talk about that wrist.
The YouTube channel, I believe.
The Pickleball TV app. That one lined up all the way through. 52 minutes, and we are not even midway through the second game.
All right, Fed, here we go.
5-3. Point.
Off the tape, Federico gets the break, gets to that 6-point mark that Rob identified as the potential turning point for Fed to push this to a tiebreak.
6-3.
Sure. And it's nice to have that composure, that relaxed state Garnett. He doesn't seem like he's too out of control. Slows down the mind. He's able to handle that pace with ease. Nice hands, Connor Garnett.
Nice serve. That's wide. Garnett gets another.
Restricting to the forehand. He'll have to remember that.
Nice heavy serve to start out the point, too. Got what he wanted on the 3rd chance. Big serve upcoming for Garnett. Knifing volley. Garnett knew it was coming. Couldn't get there for the ATP, though we've saw some epic ATPs in court coverage in LA a couple of months ago. And Garnett won his first golds on the tour against Federico. A lot of points just like that, but Garnett making some crazy ATPs. Made the Sports Center top 10. Federico Staksrud springs forward for the 7-4 cushion.
Got the out sign in the crowd going. I like it.
Wow, what a read. Connor Garnett saw the line shot from Fed and blistered it cross court.
That is fierce. And that might be some smelling salts for the both sides of the court. That might wake up Staksrud a little bit too. You can expect some electric points on these next few here.
Federico with his head down and sprung forward towards the line. Read his paddle beautifully, that sequence. High to the forehand, not going to cut it against Staksrud. Connor Garnett, though, pulling within 2. Serve surrendered to Connor Garnett. Another chance to forge a comeback. He's trailed all the way through game 2. He trailed most of the way in game 1, too. Found it late in the game to take it. See if he can do the same here. And right on cue, Federico buries it deep to the corner on the forehand side. And for Connor Garnett in that situation, not a lot of room to attack, with Federico crashing and following his return in nicely to the kitchen.
7-5.
Garnett earns it right back. No points for Staksrud, stuck on 7.
He's got that lead, but it just doesn't feel like it right now.
5-7.
Wow, what a way to open up the points. Stepped on it to stop it, it looked like. Not sure he did it out of anger or intention to deem this ball abuse necessarily. It kind of looked like it was just mid-walk. We hope to get clarification from.
It's unfortunate. He's going to run out of time to plead his case.
This has been 8 minutes. Way too long. I'm sorry. It's just, it's a semi-final match.
We're going to have to get you a red hat, Michelle.
Live with it and move on.
Get you out there. You can be the Don Stanley stunt double.
If anything, I think it's going to motivate Fed at this point. I'm not saying I agree with the call necessarily, but it is what it is, right? We've all been handed certain situations that we don't like, and just...
And the last thing I'd love to see in a match like this is an ejection, so... All right, game on, 7-7, game 2.
Now Connor Garnett ties it with the free point. Chance to go ahead here. Oh, couldn't curl it in fast enough. More motivated, precise-looking Federico.
7-7.
Told you. Inside out, clean strike, clean pass. And a 1-point lead to Federico, looking to force this to a third. It's been a marathon of a match so far, already past the hour mark due to several delays in the action.
Gets the ball down.
Yeah, not going away quietly.
I taught him that.
Have a look at it. Little break off the tape. Federico pops it up to the forehand side.
It's going to be a lot.
Heavy angles off the paddle of Federico Staksrud, who feels like he was wronged in game 2. Playing with more purpose to close it out.
Oh, baby.
Desperate lob, and Federico Staksrud roars to the crowd. 9-7 lead.
And these Staksrud to serve.
Time in, 9-7.
Nice return. Federico Staksrud earns game points on the brink of forcing a tiebreak, game 3.
10-7.
Federico takes the second. 11-7 everything he felt was working against him in game 2, and he persevered and used it to motivate himself to a tiebreak.
This one past him. New ball. Game 3.
Garnett comes out swinging in game 3. Opens up the scoring.
1-0.
A bizarre circumstance, this match. Oh, it's wide. Oh, we see a challenge.
Not clear enough.
That is asking Howard and Drew if they saw it. I still see that out, slightly.
Oh, how about that?
In, out. I still think I see it a little out, but that's as close as it gets.
This is the inside of the court, right? Yeah, that's going to be as close as it gets. Now, the left's the inside of the court. The right is the outside of the court. Live, it looked out. I think we can make a case that that ball's out as well.
You can make a case either way.
Let's get lower and closer.
I don't know.
That's a better challenge than I thought. It's definitely
Yeah.
closer than it appeared live, so we'll see what our referees come up with.
Let's see. This alters the motivation for Fed, too.
After review, the call stands. The ball was out. Lots of challenge, lots of timeout. 1 timeout remaining, 2-0. Fight out. Here we go. 0-2.
Oh, there's the dot, the black dot of justice. That is wide.
Point.
Fraction of a fraction of a fraction. Well, there you have it, folks. Getting the calls spot on. Staksrud, ball in hand, fired up.
1-2.
More so than we've seen at any other point in this match thus far.
Oh. Wow. Just barely missed it.
This finals event, certainly a finale on the year. Oh, and a passing cross-court dig from Fed Staksrud. Zero give on both sides.
One, two.
That's deep. Played by Garnett. Side out.
Great eye.
Tip for tat. Points at a premium, as they have been for 3 games and counting.
2-1.
Cannon.
Side out.
Yeah, that's spot on the line.
Oh, I don't know, Michelle. I don't know. I'm kidding.
I was just gonna say.
Doesn't get much thicker than that. Thank goodness to these replay calls. What a breath of fresh air since earlier in this year when really it was kind of up in the air for a moment there. So it's great to see that the technologies of... What a shot by Garnett, huh?
After review, the out call was overturned. The ball was in. 2 timeouts remaining, 1 timeout remaining. It was in play at 3-1.
Staksrud seeing, relacing the shoes, retying the shoes there, tightening them up, looking for those shifts to take back control of this game.
Time in. 3-1.
Wow, got to break off the tape and took advantage. Connor Garnett crashes forward, 4-1. Wow, painting it inside the sideline. Connor Garnett 1 point away from a 5-point lead at the end change. Change ends at 6.
5-1.
Still 2 more singles matches to go. Perfectly placed by Federico Staksrud. Cross-court whip from Connor Garnett. Quick side out, no points for Staksrud.
Point.
Fumbled return, 6-1 lead, Connor Garnett. This tournament, so only the best move on, lose and go home. Federico has one more try at it. Men's doubles as well.
Point.
Heavy drive from Garnett at the baseline, 7-1 lead. We'll see if Garnett can hang on with a hefty lead.
7-1. Point.
Nice return from Federico Staksrud. Will assist and more ball controversy. Staksrud throws it up in the air just to see if it's still in round. Is this the same ball that he stomped on, or is it a different ball?
No, yeah, they verified new Vulcan ball I think for game 3. Can't be stepping on this Vulcan ball.
Wow, what a play. Connor Garnett goes big at the kitchen. 9-1, needs 2 to take it in a, wow, 82 minutes. Clock only goes to 90, almost an hour and a half for this singles match. Much of it not due to the play being very long. Reach for Garnett. We'll see what Federico Staksrud is made of here. Garnett has given up big leads before, and even if he has a cushion, we'll see if his mental resiliency holds on here.
1-9. Point.
Nice return.
Two 9. Point.
And you start to hit the pause button if you're Connor Garnett. What's the score line for you where you call a timeout?
I think 5 would be a nice nice spot. And that's actually a good point, Michelle. Just kind of like picking that earlier, so you're not like, should I call a timeout? Kind of planning your timeouts accordingly. Like, if he gets 6, I'm calling timeout. So that takes out the guesswork or whatnot. 2 away, Connor Garnett.
That's wide. Match point for Garnett. And take another peek at it. Yeah, that's wide.
Wide as in, why'd you challenge that?
That's a great point. Very true. Coming up next is Paris John and Caitlin Christian. That's going to be a fun battle to watch.
Can't really think of the weaknesses, but yeah, Caitlin Christian's going to have her hands full, but she is playing fantastic.
Ball was out. Lost the challenge, lost the timeouts, no timeouts remaining. 2 timeouts remaining.
Connor Garnett
play at match point, 10-3.
looking to put it in the books.
Time in, match point, 10-3.
It's there!
Garnett gets the ATP and a finishing touch on a great 2024 campaign, making his 7th final of the year with the TUI, with the ATP, in front of the fans in the place where he resides. Garnett is advancing to his 7th final of the season at the pinnacle event of the year in San Clemente with a monstrous win over Federico Staksrud, who has been the most consistent man in all of singles. Michelle McMahon and Rob Cassidy in the booth. And Connor Garnett joining us now to talk about the big win. Connor, final point of the match. He gives you a wind-up with the ATP on your favorite shot, the TUI, which you've branded yourself around. Bring us into that final touch. What did that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, once I saw that ball go wide, I felt like I was salivating a little bit. I was super excited. I was like, I better not mess this up. This is my moment. Got to finish with the TUI around the post, and it just worked out. I mean, battle of a match, and, you know, there were a lot of amazing points, and just it was awesome to be able to finish like that.
Connor Garnett, time management seemed to be a big factor in that last match there. How did you survive? How were you able to manage the lulls and the highs during that match?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, with that match, I feel like Feddy and I always have a lot of like kind of momentum swings with our matches, and so just staying in there, staying locked in is super key. He can get really hot. I mean, there's a reason he has the most commanding singles record this year, and so I just had to weather the storm and just keep fighting, and, you know, things are going to happen. Anything outside of my control I can't do anything about, so I just had to keep fighting and was happy with the result.
Absolutely. Connor Garnett going for his 3rd gold of the year. Moving on to Championship Sunday in front of this great fan base that seems to love their hometown heroes. Connor Garnett, congratulations. Big run for you.